Hello, Tavarici, and welcome back to another glorious Let's Play with the Soviet Union. This is Agrippa Maxenius, and let's try to make this a good one, guys. We are, of course, exercising our armies right now, just trying to get that discipline strength in order. It looks like, unfortunately, over here on the Spanish front, we're not doing so well. We got to Madrid, which is pretty great, but I'm not sure we have sent enough troops to really make a difference. So what we're trying to do right now, guys, is get a casus belli to attack these two wonderful countries, Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia. Actually, these three, really. And right now we're trying to justify attack against both. Let's just continue and hope for the best. Wait for that justification to come in. Now, while that's actually occurring, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that these guys are set on this border right here. Let me just make sure. 23 divisions. Unassigned, really? No way. Now, I stink with assigning divisions, so what I'm going to do, first we're going to complete that national plan. We're going to create a new general unit, and in this case, actually, we might be able to go ahead without a general unit and still hug over here with this division, although I'm not sure I want to do that. Let's just go ahead and give a new general here. I think we still have a few that don't need to be promoted. Then again, Panzer leader. Okay, Joseph Stalin urges revolution to Estonia once again, but urging revolution really isn't anything. We're trying to bring that revolution to Estonia. Let's see, Andrei Vyasov, a winter specialist, or Vasily Kuznetsov, who increases out-of-supply ranges. So, skilled in amphibious operations, I like Kuznetsov. One skill point will be lost, but we're going to take it just to form that third army. And with Kuznetsov's army, I'm going to go ahead and hug the front here with Latvia and Estonia. We've already got one army on Estonia, so let's move to Latvia. Glory. Look at that army, guys. We can stop the exercises pretty soon here of our forces. I think it's time for them to go ahead and just get ready to fight. And while that's occurring, we're going to be bringing research to these guys. We want to make sure to get some more military factories out here. And actually, I want to build some aircraft. We don't have many strategic bombers. Let's go ahead and build some more here. And maybe some, why not? Start another factory over here of strategic bombers. I'm not sure I'm crazy about shipping, but I know this is going to be important eventually. Okay, let's see. Chief of the Air Force, Chief of the Navy, or the ship designer, aircraft designer. There are so many different things to do, my friends. We're going to add a political advisor, hopefully. And this will actually increase our construction speed. So I'm definitely going to take good old Vozhnensky. And right now our national spirit is a Trotskyite plot. Of course, paranoia. The Red Purge is going on in earnest. And we're going to continue anyway. And let's also try and see if we can start getting claims against Xinjiang. Now, interestingly enough, I believe Xinjiang... Let's get a closer look. I believe Xinjiang is actually a communist country. It is. So they should have no problem turning control over to us if we invite to faction. No. It looks like we're going to have to find and justify a region to get rid of this illegitimate political party. Then again, we could attack the Mongolians. The Mongolians are also under our control, but they're not a direct satellite, which is very strange to me. What about the Afghans? I don't think we want to go to war with the Afghans. But the Japanese are always somebody that we could consider going to war with. I'm going to start justifying a war goal against Japan over here in this northern province. There we go. East Hebei. I don't want Jehol. So I actually want Heilongjiang. And we're going to send that, and hopefully we will get a reason to attack. But we're going to need to send both armies in the east over there, because that's not going to be an easy enemy to defeat. I'm going to try to improve relations with our Mongolian friends, and bring them towards our faction. And same thing with Xinjiang. There's no reason for us to go to war with these guys, as long as they eventually come to our side. Alright, so we need to increase our relations. Then again, we could just go ahead and justify a war goal, which you guys know I'm probably going to attempt anyway. They are not good communists. Maybe they're Trotskyites. I do not trust them, but we will come back. For our national focus, we should have been focusing on this before. We'll get some political propaganda going. Actually, no. I want to improve the railway network, especially since we're in Russia here. We really need a good railway setup. Maybe we can build some more free military factories in the east of the country. Let's put one more in Moscow. And once again, we're questioning Japanese sovereignty. This all seems very well and good. Let's also get a synthetic refinery here in Moscow. I think we already have one, actually. What about here in... No, nobody's living over here. Pretty useless. I'll put a coastal fort in Leningrad. Joseph Stalin calls for crushing to Japanese nationalism, and I support him in his call, but we don't yet have that needed casus belli. As for insufficient resources, this is something that I am terrible at in this particular game. So we're just going to look here. We need rubber for sure. We need just rubber. So here we go. Out of rubber. The United Kingdom has 579 left for export. So we're going to require 5 for this trade, and we're going to send. Let's actually buy just a few extra. 24. And there we go. I think that's an accepted deal. And it looks like the British are going to be sending it across the ocean all the way to our fine ports. I love it. Alright, guys. There we go. That's a lot more like it. I guess we should be building some more army units, some military units. Slowly getting the equipment for these units, but it's actually taking a while. Yes, guys, we've got the justification for attacking Latvia. And of course, we're going to be going to war very soon, my friends. I mean, this is it. This is how war begins in the Soviet Union. So let's go ahead and declare war. No goal? Wait a minute. Oh, sorry. We have to declare war on Estonia. Even better. Alright, so. I want to do this correctly. Probably want to grab a few of these units. These come from another army, and we'll put them over here. And once that's done, I also want to make sure that these guys are no longer exercising. Okay, they're definitely not exercising anymore. And I think right now we can launch the attack, the liberation of the Estonian people from capitalism. Let's go ahead and get started, my friends. We're going to declare war. We're going to conquer Estonia. I will call my allies. I think I have maybe some, maybe not. So what we're going to do for the invasion of Estonia, pretty simple. I'm going to go ahead. We're going to send multiple armies, small forces across here. I'll send this tank unit through here. I'm going to send these units through Tartu. And I want to send some of these units definitely through the south, especially this larger force right here. Try to get to the south of the country. And let's get these guys right here. Do the same thing, try to get to the center of the country. This is a total Soviet invasion. Oh, I mean liberation. That's the word I was looking for. And we're going to start off pretty slow at first, because I want to see how the attack is going. Right now, we're crushing the Estonian forces under Michael Vitabsk. And there we go. Joseph Stalin questions the motives of Japan. We don't want to get on a war on many fronts. So for now, we're going to focus on just the small Baltic states. As you can see, we're liberating Tartu. It's now under Soviet control. And we will be rooting out any counter-revolutionaries that harm the cause in this glorious invasion. Alright, Tanutuva is actually joining us as well. And Mongolia. So Mongolia is our ally, but not any sort of vassal. Joseph Stalin angered by Latvian part... oh, there we go. The Hindenburg, guys. The Hindenburg has crashed. Disaster was narrowly averted today when a diesel fuel leak was discovered on the German passenger ship Hindenburg as it came into dock at the Lakehurst Naval Air Station in the United States. The leak was promptly repaired. Had it gone unnoticed, flammable vapor away. Wow, so actually the Hindenburg did not explode. Interesting. Okay, guys, so it looks like our forces have returned home, and now comes the fun part. These guys, first of all, that have returned home, they fought bravely for the cause of you know, liberations, movements worldwide, socialist movements worldwide. We're going to go ahead and get to the point of making demands from the Estonians, and I want a puppet state. That's all I want. I have nothing else to ask for them. We'll end our turn. They're not going to ask for anything. We will say done. And, as you can see, Estonian Soviet Socialist Republic has been created, guys. We have liberated the Estonians. Look at that. He's even got a little Soviet pin, Dmitry Kangro, for the Estonians. And actually, there are still a few parties represented here, which I think is funny. But I'm not going to worry about that now. Let's continue, guys. There we go. Improved railway network. I'm going to go ahead and start doing another national focus. People's Commissariat of the defense industry. Let's go ahead and do a progress cult. And this is interesting, guys. Estonia and SSR wants our rule. So recent political turmoil in Estonia and SSR has left their own government with a strong vision for the future that aligns with our own plans. We're absolutely going to allow them to join us. Of course, this is going to add to world tension, and that could be a problem. Soviet influence in Europe. Since the rise of power of the All-Union Communist Party, the Soviet Union has been working towards closer relations with the Soviet Union. What? Although Joseph Stalin remains in office, ministers are chosen for their allegiance to the Soviet Union as a large part of the nation's sovereignty has been surrendered. Soviet officials state that the Soviet Union is merely seeking protection as a response to Europe becoming increasingly unsafe for smaller nations. Beautiful. So there we go. We are going for Soviet realism right now. In fact, let's go for the progress cult. And that is really cool, guys. So I believe that the Estonians are going to join us very soon here. If not... Okay, the Treaty of Addis Ababa. Wow, that was quick. So actually, it looks like the Estonians have remained away from us. Maybe we selected the wrong thing here. No worries, though. We've got an ally, a much-needed ally, and what we need to do now is keep justifying the war in these other areas. Amelia Earhart circumvates the globe, so she didn't crash. Once again, in Hearts of Iron 4, I love all of the random events, some that are not nearly the way they happen in real life. So far, the Hindenburg disaster was aborted, and Amelia Earhart is just fine. So, one thing that's happened is, do we want to go ahead and join with the Germans in the horrifying, truly horrifying German-Soviet treaty, which was never a good idea. But we're going to accept this because, as you guys can see, this is going to increase our opinion of the Germans. It's also going to increase trade relations between us, and I think this would just not be good. Our research time is going to be greatly disadvantaged, and this will be mutually beneficial, just in terms of sharing research. So we're going to accept it, but of course we know that the Germans could turn on us at any time. Another thing I want to do desperately is go to Poland, justify our war goal, to take Vilno and Bolshi from the Poles. Of course, we don't want to take a lot more than that, but that's just the demands we're going to make right now to the enemy governments. Actually, we can attack right from the north here into Latvia as soon as we as soon as we take them. And right now, we are already trying to justify a war goal. But they're being helped by Republican Spain, which is another one of our allies. And let's see how Republican Spain's doing. Did they win the war? Oh my goodness, guys. I think they may have won the war. Let's take a look here. It looks like Franco still took parts of northern Spain, but for the most part, Republican Spain held on, and José Diaz actually remained the leader. So that is a victory for socialism on another part of the world. We want to try and improve relations with these guys and actually bring them over to the Comintern. That would be amazing. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to improve relations. And Japan declared war on China. The war has begun, guys. This is nationalist China, of course. We're nowhere close. Well, we're close to it, but I don't think we're going to be close to getting into war with these guys. It's going to cause a major problem. And if they're attacking on the Chinese mainland, that's even more complicated for us. Political advisor? Not purged by Stalin, not purged by Trotsky, and it's going to increase our national unity. I don't want to move towards democracy. Let's bring in Nikolai Yezhov, the Prince of Terror, guys. Head of the Red Revolution, or not the Red Revolution, the Red Purge, I should say. And that's certainly something that we want to increase. So right now our party popularity is actually decreasing. This party's non-aligned, and that's not something we want happening in Latvia. I'm going to try to boost party popularity in Latvia, even if we are going to still go to war with them. And over here, we want to also boost party popularity for the SSR. Let's keep going. Glory to all Soviet friends. Joseph Stalin criticized for weak foreign policy. That's not good. That actually changes the popularity of communist governments. So I can't wait to get into a fight with one of these guys. Justification of conquering Heliumkang for Soviet Union is finished, guys. If we want to be crazy and go to war with the Japanese, this is our chance. Starting the war now with the Japanese, I mean, it would be pretty crazy. I'm going to let you guys decide if you think this is a good idea. And I'm going to take both armies here and make sure that... Sorry, not that one. We'll move away from Shinkang and make sure that this area is completely surrounded by our troops. Just make this a major front line. For Soviet progress and people. Alright. I want to go ahead and increase our weapons. Obviously, small arms is going to be a huge factor in our victory here. So we want to make sure that we have good small arms. Having a few planes doesn't hurt either. And the People's Republic of China wants military access. Mao Zedong. I'm going to decline. I'm sorry, Mao. I would prefer my revolution succeeds. Your form of communism is all well and good, but mine is certainly better because guess who's in charge? Me, Joseph Stalin. You better get used to it, my friend. But here we go. Tallinn, of course. The glorious Estonian and Soviet Socialist Republic continues. And guys, we're going to go ahead and end this particular video here. I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. We've got a lot of work to do, of course, but we have a lot of time to do it. And if you guys think we should attack the Japanese, let me know, and we'll go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and set another national focus. And in this case, I want to found the PCDI, so improve our railway network significantly. But first, before we do that, we've got to do transpolar flights, excuse me. Alright, I think it's a while before we want to get into a major war, honestly, but you never know. Alright, guys, we're ending it here. Glory to the Soviets!